Jacinda.
And my name is Joy.
And this is Sister Talk 718. That sounds like Disney Channel.
Cut.
I'm crying. But anyway, we're back with another video.
Yes.
And first of all, we really want to appreciate everybody that's been reaching out, especially on Instagram. Y'all are hilarious.
Yes.
We love the participation, y'all, in the comments, talking to us. We really appreciate that.
Yes.
We love that. So thank you for the feedback, for sure. Okay, so in this video, we're going to be talking about youth. This video it's not strictly for the youth, but, you know, we're going to be talking about youth. To all our seasoned people, y'all can definitely continue to watch this video. Maybe y'all can get some insight on the youth nowadays and whatever. But so we're gonna talk about youth. That's what the video is gonna be about. So Joy's gonna introduce the first topic.
Okay. So let's talk about the struggles of being young first.
Okay.
So what are some struggles that you face being young?
Honestly, as a young woman, as a woman of color, I think some of the struggles that we have faced is what that I personally have faced. I think about really anyone, if you think about it, insecurities, right? As a young woman, period, to all the women out there, for sure you face insecurities. I'm not gonna put that on everybody, but you've been insecure one part in, at one point in time in your life. Right. And, because no one's perfect. Everybody has flaws.
Right.
So I think, yeah, for sure, insecurities. It may be about your weight. It may be about your features. It may be about different things. I know, I noticed that a lot of Black women have been ridiculed for our bodies, for our features, our lips, our nose. And then there's people out there going to get, surgeries to look like us. Right. And, do you. But at one point in time, we were ridiculed for that. The way we wear our hair and different things. People bullied us. Oh, even till this day, it's people that talk about women's natural hair.
Right.
Like literally, I had a manager who was just like, oh, we was talking about locks, and she was just like, oh, I don't like that. It just, something about it is like, it's dirty or it's unkempt. And it's like, me as a Black woman, that had me take pause.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you
take
mean?
It back.
Yeah, like, I'm like, whoa, there's nothing dirty or unkempt about locks. That's who we are.
Right.
That's a part of our culture. Right. So yeah, that's some things that I would say the struggles of being a youth and being Black. We deal with a lot of racism as well, right? So like I said, going into different stores and shopping, and people are following you around. I don't know if you can speak to this, but being in like the beauty supply store. It's always, I'm not going to put y'all out there because I know that's not everybody, but for the most part, it's always maybe like an Asian man that works in the beauty supply store, and they're going to follow you around. Right. And it's like, dude, I promise you I'm not stealing nothing from you. Number one, that's not my character. Number two, I don't even run. If you really know me, clock it. So it's just like, that's not who I am. I'm not going to steal from your store. And it's sad because a lot of people of other descent, like, maybe white people, they will like walk around in the store and have their personal bag and put items that they're buying in their personal bag, and then they get to the register and then they take the things out of their personal bag and they pay for it. Whereas me being a woman of color, I can't do that. Right. I will be jumped on.
That's true.
I rarely ever see anyone that's a person of color walk around and shop and put their items in their personal bag and then come to the register and take it out, because we don't have that how would they say it? We don't have that leisure. Yeah, we don't have that leisure to do that, which is sad, but such is life. Right. Hopefully it'll get better for us. Exactly. For sure.
So a struggle that I had with being young was in my younger years was peer pressure. So the peer pressure to like fit in, to be down, to how you say it, like get along with your peers. Cause I went to school in Brownsville, FDA 7, Frederick Douglass Academy 7, right here on Bristol Street, and it was like really challenging, especially growing up in church, and I wore jean skirts to school. All I wore was skirts. It was hard to like fit in because all the other girls uh some of them were wearing makeup, some of them were wearing lashes, some of them had fake nails on, some of them were like way ahead of their time. And I like, for me it was like, oh, like, like I wanted to be down, like I wanted to fit in. So peer pressure was a big thing for me. Like they would be cursing, and it's like, oh, like I felt like I just didn't fit in, like oh, and I was always, oh, Joy the church girl, or oh, she had on a jean skirt. I was wearing jean skirts to school parties. I was wearing jean skirts on school trips, like literally in the cold, everything, until like I really was like, all right, like, we could wear pants. And still, even then, my father was so strict. I was wearing like Dickie pants from the boy section because I was always a thick girl. I was always voluptuous. I always was like filled out and shapely. So it was like, like my dad would like dress me in looser clothing and bigger clothing, and that was for all of us, all three of us. True. But my main thing was peer pressure, like fitting in.
Yeah.
So I'll say that for the struggles of my youth, okay, like me when I was younger.
Okay, and the next question is peer pressure. How did it impact you? So you kind of got in on the peer pressure a little bit. Peer pressure can definitely impact you. Mm-hmm. Growing up, those are crucial times where it kind of builds your character in a way. Like, it builds you into the individual that you're going to be. There's lessons that you have to learn, different things that you have to go through. Yeah. Peer pressure for me, I don't think I really had a lot of peer pressure, but like you said, growing up in church, and like when you're young, honestly and truly, going to church is not really like the popping thing, like, especially for when we were growing up, because I'm 30 now, she's 34. Right. So like years ago, that wasn't really like a popular thing, going to church. People would like laugh at you, like, oh, you go to church, you're a church girl. Yeah. Blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, but if you know,
or you hear the, not to cut you off, you hear the, like, so y'all go to church every day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I used to just be like, we go to church on Sundays. Yeah, we have prayer, Tuesday night Bible study, Friday night building fun, and it's okay. That's okay.
That's fine. Right. Absolutely. So to the youth that's out there that's similar to us, that go to church and that it might not be popular, it might not be okay. If you, like he said, if you live right, heaven belongs to you, and we're living to live again.
That's right.
You don't want to live here and then your soul goes where it don't need to be. Right. And that's what we believe in. That's, if you don't, that's fine. You everyone has their own belief system. Just live a kind and genuine and respectful life. Just live a good life, and you're gonna go where you belong.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. How did it impact you? I got into that. Okay, so then the next one.
So we're gonna get right into bullies, and have you ever been subjected to someone with bully behavior?
Or have
you been the bully? Yeah. So I could start there. Yeah. So I experienced a form of bullying. There was this young lady that was Hispanic that I went to junior high school with, and she got upset about, I forgot what she got upset about. To this day, we're great friends. We see each other, we hug each other, we love on each other. Like, it's crazy because I seen her in the hospital when she gave birth to like maybe like her third child. My sister happened to be giving birth in the same hospital, and I actually went and walked past the room and seen it was her and was like, hey, such and such, like, and she was like, oh, Joy, da da da, we was catching up and everything. But I experienced bullying and I didn't like it. I think it was for the smallest thing. Like, I didn't even do anything to her. Like, she was upset about something, but she was proving something because it was like gangs. So I went to IS 275, which is on Hagerman, and that was my junior high school. And she was like in a gang, and she literally, like, I don't know if I was the person to pick on that day, But I was just like, what? Like, what is wrong with her? Like, we normally cool. Like, why would you walk up to me and carry on like that? It was just weird. I remember being fearful. Like, I was shook by her. Mind you, she's a little smaller than me or whatever. But her brothers, like, she has, like, a lot of siblings. And all of them were gang affiliated. All of them were, like, some were Bloods, some were Crip. And it was like, you know, at that time, I'm just like, I'm still getting to know myself. Trying to keep up with my grades. Like, it was just a weird time for me. I'm just like, well, why was she picked today? Out of all days. I'm walking to school. I run to see while we walking to school. Everything, we cool. Like, I'm sharing my snacks with you. And I don't share my snacks. I'm sharing my snacks with you and all of that. And you, like, why would you do that? That was crazy. So, I felt some type of way. And it's crazy because we talked about it years later in front of her child's father and my brother. And I was like, this was one of my bullies, which was so crazy. And she was like, Joy, why would you say that? But I'm always a person that's very authentic. So that's something that, like, I remembered and we never really spoke on it. And I'm like, yo, remember that day you really tried to, like, get crazy with me? Like, yeah, that would never fly now. Like, we laughed it off in a way or whatever. But we're great friends to this day. Like, I pray for all the time. I love her daily. Love her siblings. Love her family. Or whatever. But, yeah. And then I too have participated in being a bully. So it's this girl that I went to school with. Her name, I'm not gonna say her name, but she also is one of my good friends to this day. She's one of the best lawyers I know, and now she's into a vegan lifestyle and cooking vegan. So she switched occupations and careers or whatever, and I'm so proud of her. Shout out to her. She knows who she is, and I bullied her in a way, like, as far as her not being able to pronounce something. And one day we were in class in a setting, and we were in a class called public speaking. So she happened to be in the same class because I took public speaking. I took AP Facing Genocide, AP US History. So those 3 classes, advanced placements, we were both in the same class because she was always really, really smart. So those classes we took the main interest in, and we both got it, was able to do those classes, which was a dope experience. And I remember her saying, we was talking about bullying, and she was like, oh, there's somebody that bullied me. Because we went to elementary school together, junior high school together, and high school. Because we grew up in the same neighborhood. So she was like, one day she's telling her story. So it's a public speaking class, again, AP public speaking. So she go up to the front to tell, like, the bully, what she been through. So she like, oh, I remember going to PS 284, in Brownsville, and this young lady kept teasing me and saying that I couldn't say the word water. She said, and I'll never forget, like, till this day, I don't know how to say the word water. And she started crying, and she's like, the girl thought it was so funny, this, that. Lo and behold, y'all, why after the class ended, clocked this tea? Why would she say that it was me? And I really remembered it. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I just was so remorseful. Like, really? Like, like, it really stuck out to her. And she was so sad about it. Like, till this day, I can't say water. And she was trying to say it in front of the class and couldn't say it. And literally started crying in front of the whole class. And I was just like, I was so shook. I felt horrible. And it's crazy because it made our bond, like, stronger. It made us, like cleave to each other a little more. Like, I lost my mom, she reached out. She lost her mom, I reached out. Her and my mother was cool, like, on speaking to each other, like, kind of like neighbors in a sense. Like, volunteering at 284, like, and it's just like, wow, like, I can't believe, like, I did that to someone. Like, I was so sad about that. But, yeah.
As far as me, have I been subject to bully behavior? Yeah, one time, y'all. It was bully behavior. It wasn't, like, an ongoing, consistent thing. This one time, this boy, growing up, our dad used to tell us, like, you don't fight boys or whatever. So it's like, okay, this boy slapped me, y'all. My father came up there, guns blazing.
I know he did.
He came up there, he spoke to the principal. He said, listen, who is the little boy? Because I'm gonna hold him down, and she's gonna slap him back the same way that he hit her.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's talking to the principal. My father was ready to give it up,
Mm-hmm.
like because he did not play about his girls. Period. And I'm the youngest. He was just like, no, like I'm gonna hold him down. She's gonna slap him. And the lady was like, Mr. Watson, you cannot do that. That can't happen. And for sure, like, the boy came. My father was like, listen, it's either she gonna slap him or I'm gonna see his father and we gonna have to see each other. And the lady was like, please, like, I don't want no problems. I don't want no issues. So the principal called the boy up there. We in the, what's the name? We in the office, in the principal's office. And literally I slapped the boy back. My dad was like, keep your hands to yourself. Because the next time it's not gonna be nice. And like that was the end of that pretty much. Other than that, I always had my sisters in school, and then I was pretty like a laid back person. I was pretty much cool with everybody and a jokester. So people ain't really bothering me. Not like that. True. Not like that. No. People didn't really bother me. Okay, so the next topic is, oh, this is a good one.
Let me do it.
Well, no, you just introduced the last one.
Oh, you're right.
As young parents, how hard is it for you? We're not young parents, so.
But we have nephews.
Yeah, we have nephews. I think as parents, period, whether you're young or you're old, it could be very difficult in like time wise. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, this economy is navigating through a lot. Yeah, like that's true. It can be a lot, for sure. It can truly be a lot as a young parent. That's what we can speak to. We're aunts, so we can only speak to what we know. Exactly. You know? But, you know, I think that's pretty much it. Just like navigating, being.
It's a challenge being a young adult and being a mom or dad, because you're still learning you. Right. And at the same time, learning your child and adapting to society and the economy and challenges every day that we face, especially being people of color. So that's enough in itself, you know? So yeah, it's really extremely hard. But if you stay prayed up and you're aligning yourself with God's will for your life, things will be a little lighter. Like, yeah. And I can guarantee that.
I think also educational wise, to the parents of our generation, right, and millennials, right, I think it's pretty difficult. You ever helped your nephew or you helped your children with homework, and it's like, well, they wasn't giving us this at this age. Like, what's going on with this? Right. I think education wise, the homework and stuff is getting very much so hard. Yes. It's definitely harder than when we were younger.
The math, for sure. The reading, the words that my nephew.
I'll be like, well, let me look on Google and look up this and that. And, you know, Google, it does it for me.
It's crazy.
You know, sometimes the things that I don't remember, I'm like, okay. Yeah. And then it brings you back to your remembrance. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. For sure. Mm-hmm. But as far as that, definitely, because a lot of us, we haven't been in school for.
Baby, don't tell my age, okay?
You graduated at 17, so you haven't been in school for 17 years. If she haven't been...
No, I have. I've been in school the last 3 years.
Oh. No, but I'm saying like...
But like, you're saying regular school,
Yeah, for like 17 years. Me, I haven't been... Well, other than college, we're not going to put college in that. I'm talking about because we're helping out children. We're talking about helping children, right? Right. So, you know, we haven't been in school for years. Auntie look good though.
Period. Talk about it.
Okay, so the next part, Joy will read that one.
Okay. Do you believe your parents' generation worked harder than your generation? That's good. Mm-hmm. So, do I believe my parents' generation worked harder than our generation? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There were so many women, and this is no shade to women, because I am a girl's girl. This is no shade to us at all, but I do believe that, like, that generation very much believed in, like, being a housewife and bearing the children and taking care of the household, and not so much of, I have to have an occupation, I have to have a career. Not so much career-driven to me. It was more so taking care of your household. It was more so holding down your children. And that was your job in that time. Like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, even in the 90s. And even today, some women are content with being a housewife. And there's nothing wrong with that. Fine. It's nothing wrong with that. Totally nothing wrong. But it's true. I feel like our generation is more of a go-get-it generation. We more of, not that they weren't ambitious, but it's more like, I gotta get it by any means. And if that may not even be working a 9 to 5, that may be hustling. That may be starting a business. That may be Instagram content creating. That may be, baby, it's a lot of ways to make money. It's a million ways of that you can create plenty of revenues of income for yourself. And that's just that. And that's real. So
I think that was a great answer. I think as far as also societal norms around that time, like she said, like growing up, it's certain things that we have in society that society tells you is right. This is what you do. This is how you grow up. A woman is birthed to you got to get married. You got to have children. You know, the husband, the carriage, the white picket